how to calculate actual versus pro forma on a commercial property. When evaluating a commercial property, let's say it's a property that's listed by a real estate agent, or you're doing your own calculations, like our students know how to calculate actual pro forma, you should too, right? So actual versus pro forma. Actual and pro forma means the income and expenses, okay? The actual means the current numbers, okay? What the numbers are producing today or have been the last 12 months. The pro forma are the projected numbers, what you could do 1 or 2, 3 years later, okay? So it's important to understand and how to calculate both when evaluating a commercial property. Very crucial, it's a very essential part of your underwriting. I'm going to give you a quick example and break it down quickly and easily for you, okay? I use my same 5-unit apartment building, all right? So here are the actual and current numbers. So these numbers came from the seller. So the seller said, Peter, the last 12 months, I produced $72,000, right, in income, right? And I go down my normal calculations. I take out 5% vacancy because you can't anticipate being 100% full for the whole 12 months. Okay, so here's my my leftover, my $68,400 effective gross income, minus expenses, minus your NOI, $44,000, minus your mortgage equals the cash flow, $10,000. Okay, so you should know this by now on this example here. All right, so these are the actual numbers. This is what happened over the last 12 months. Okay, now we move over to the pro forma side. Pro forma means projected. All right, so projected means an agent or seller told you what the numbers could do in the future. Maybe the seller is an old guy or a tired seller or a lazy operator, or maybe buddies with the tenants and did not want to raise the rents, so the rents are low. So you come along with this 5-unit deal and you go, wow, Peter, if I could, renovate the interior units, fix up the outsides, I think over the next few years I can get the rents up $300 extra per month. And I'm like, great, let's see how that looks in the future, what the future value is, okay? All right, so we have your pro forma projected right here. So let's say you can get the rents up $300, okay, per unit extra over the $72,000. That's $100,000 over the next 2 or 3 years you can get, okay? Big difference there. Take out the 5% vacancy. Here's your new EGI, your effective gross income, okay? Here's your expenses. We're taking 35% for expenses. So my new NOI is $61,750. The old NOI is $44,000, so a sizable jump here, okay? Same mortgage, okay? Same mortgage. Now look at the cash flow. The cash flow went from $27,000 and it used to be $10,000. So old cash flow, new cash flow, old NOI, new NOI, right? So let me summarize real quick. So let me go over what, why, and how. So the what is the pro forma allows you to see the future. Okay, so when you're evaluating an apartment building, you want to see the future, okay? Because the future may be bright, right? Why? Because you want to see the future values, okay? So we can see here, if you can go reach your actual to pro forma, right? If you can increase your income to this level, produces higher income, look at the higher cash flow. So that's another reason why. The second reason is, let's say that, as you know, as the NOI goes up on any given commercial property, so does the property value. You know that by now, okay? So now let's calculate if I can get my NOI from year 1 at $44,463, let's say 3 years from now, I can get up to $61,000, and I'm in the 6 cap rate market. So I'll do this with you, okay? So I'll take my $61,750 and I'll divide it by 6%, right? So that's $1,029,000. Okay, so I bought this property for $600,000. 3 years later, I busted my butt and I got the rents up from 72 to 100. Now my property is worth over $1 million because of my new NOI, right? So now do you see the importance of understanding where you are today and where you can go tomorrow? Now, here's a very important part, a very practical tip I want to leave you. The last piece is called, I went over what, why, and how. Okay? So how you calculate pro forma is very important. Okay? So here it is. I highly recommend you calculate your own pro forma. Calculate your own pro forma. Don't believe what an agent gave you or the seller gives you or anyone else. You calculate it by yourself. You do your own research, your own market research. You do your own market survey. You find your own expenses. You calculate your own NOI. Okay? This is one of the biggest reasons why new investors mess up, because they believe what others have told them what the pro forma could be. You do it yourself. Okay? We teach our students how to calculate this so they can go from $600,000 to $1 million in a few years. Okay? So the how is probably the most important piece in understanding actual versus pro forma. There you go. That's how you calculate actual versus pro forma.